First, I'd like to thank the volunteers at the Senior Center for spending all those help setting up the tables and chairs today. You may have noticed we have new blinds on the windows. Thank you to LSCI for purchasing the blinds. We have two guests here with us today. We have Chief of Police, Mr. William Hart, and our town manager, who kind of went out and moved his car, Kevin Smith. Kevin is also our entertainer for today, so please make sure you stick around after lunch. We will be singing some Irish tunes for us. Let's see. In the back, next to the coat rack on the wall, is a suggestion box. If anybody has suggestions, I've got an open door policy, but if I'm not around and you would like to leave me an idea or something, please just put it in that box. I had done a survey when I first started in this position, and because of that, I was able to bring about some new programs into the center, things that you had requested. We now have cribbage on Mondays. And we are also starting this week a ceramics class on Monday. So if you're interested in signing up for that, please see somebody at the front desk or let me know. On Friday, we are starting a book club that's going to meet once a month. And we also have a pastel art class that's going to be starting on Fridays. And if you think of any other ideas for other programs, please let me know. And lastly, on your way out, please take a newsletter and a calendar. The calendar tells you every day what the activities are and what time they are, so that you've got it for the whole month. There is also books on the tables, the town report. Those are free. Help yourself. Okay?
For those of you who don't know me, I'm the town manager, Kevin Smith. And when Kathy had approached me about a month ago, she said, Kevin, would love if you could provide the entertainment at our St. Patrick's Day luncheon. I said, Kathy, that's wonderful. I know a lot of great Irish jokes. And she said, well, we actually want you to sing at the luncheon. I said, that's the best joke I've heard yet. That being said, I am going to give it my best today, and hopefully you'll be familiar with these tunes, and I would ask that you feel free and welcome to join in with them if you know the words. Before we begin, though, I'd also ask if we could give a hand to our caterers today, Harold Square. Great job with the lunch. Now, before we get into the first tune here, it wouldn't be a St. Patrick's Day luncheon if we didn't start off with a joke. So I'm going to try to say this in my best Irish baroque. So there once was an Irishman named Murphy who walked into an American bar, and he sat down and asked the bartender, give me 3 shots of your finest Irish whiskey. And the bartender complied. After about a week, the bartender says, Murphy, would it be better for you if I put all 3 shots of Irish whiskey into one glass? Murphy replied, well, no. See, I have 2 other brothers back home in Ireland, Patrick and Owen. And every time I come into a pub or a bar, I order a shot for each of them so I can remember the good times. Well, after about another week of this routine, Murphy comes into the bar and only asks for 2 shots of Irish whiskey. The bartender, looking very concerned, immediately says, Murphy, is everything okay? Did something happen to one of your brothers? Oh no, Murphy says. I just decided to give up drinking for Lent. I'll be here all day. Tip your waitress as well. We're going to start out with a familiar tune here, When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. So as I said, if you know the words, please feel free to join in. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure 'tis like the morning spring. In the fields of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. so there's never a teardrop should fall. When your sweet lilting laughter's like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be, should you laugh all the while when all other times smile, and now smile a smile for me? When Irish eyes are smiling, should his like the morning spring, in the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart away. That was very nice. You all did a great job. This is a good audience. All right, now for this next one, since I see this as a very participatory crowd here, I'm sure you're all familiar with McNamara's band. So when we get to the part after the chorus, of course, you're all going to join in. Da, 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 da. All right, so everyone's in tune, I can see. All right. Here we go, McNamara's band. Oh, my name is McNamara, I'm the leader of the band. Although a few and numbers, we're the finest in the land. We play the wakes and waves in every fancy hall. And when we play the funerals, we play the monstrous all. Oh, the drums go banging, the cymbals and the horns, they blaze away. McCartney pumps the old bassoon, while I the pipes who play. Oh, and Tennessee tunes the flute and the music of something grand. A credit to our Ireland is McNamara's band. Da, 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 right now we are rehearsing for a very swell affair. The annual celebration, all the gentry will be there. When General Grant to Ireland came, he took me by the hand. Says he, I never saw the likes of McNamara's band. Oh, the drums go banging, the cymbals clanging, the horns they blaze away. McCartney pumps the old bassoon, while I the pipes to play. Oh, and Tennessee tunes the flute and the music is something grand. A credit to Ireland is McNamara's band. Da, 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 da. Uncle Julius and from Sweden I did come to play with McNamara's band to beat the big bass drum. And when I march along the street, the ladies think I'm grand. They shout, "Is Uncle Julius playing with an Irish band?" Oh, I wear a bunch of shamrocks in a uniform of green. I'm the funniest looking Swede that you have ever seen. There's O'Briens and Ryans and Sheenans and Meanans, they come from Ireland. But I'm the only Swede in McNamara's band. Oh, the drums go banging, the cymbals clanging, the horns they blaze away. McCartney bumps the old bassoon while I got pipes to play. Oh, and Tennessee tunes the flute and the music is something grand. A credit to what Ireland is McNamara's band. Da, 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 da. Time for another Irish joke at this point in the entertainment. So, Murphy approached Mulligan's bar, And out on the step outside, he was accosted by a nun, Sister Marie, who, by the way, wanted me to let you all know she hopes you were all good Irish Catholic and Protestants this morning and got your church in before you came to the Irish lunch here. Anyways, Sister Marie says, surely a fine man like yourself is not going into this den of iniquity. Surely you're not going to waste your hard-earned cash on the devil's brew. Why don't you go home and feed and clothe your wife and your children? Hang on, Sister, sputtered Murphy. How can you condemn alcohol out of hand? Surely it's wrong to form such a rash judgment when you've never tasted the stuff yourself. Very well, says Sister Marie. Till taste it just to prove my point. Obviously, I can't go into the pub, so why don't you go in there and bring me some gin? Oh, and just to camouflage my intent, maybe you should bring it in a cup and not a glass. Okay, said Murphy, and into the bar he breathed. I'll have a large gin, he says to the barman, and can you please put it in a cup? My God, says the barman, that nun's not outside again, is she? All right, this next one here is a song called Good Night, Irene. Good night, Irene. So I want to take a moment just to thank the folks, some of the folks who helped put this on. Kathy, we've got Gladys, Bonnie, all of the volunteers with the Senior Center. How about giving them a round? Wonderful job. One more time. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. some participation from the crowd here. You've all heard the Wild Rover. So you know when to come in with you can foot stomp, you can clap, hit the table, however you like it. But we're going to try to do the Wild Rover right here in the Senior Center. I've been a wild rover for many a year, and I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer. And now I'm returning with gold and great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. And I'll play the wild rover, no, never, no more. Well, I went to an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady if money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay, saying custom like yours I can have any day, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. And I'll play the wild rover, no, never, no more. I took from me pocket 10 sovereigns of right, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I'll have the whiskeys and wines of the best, and the words that I told you were only in jest, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. And I'll play the wild rover, no, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they have kissed me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. And I'll play the wild rover, no, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. And I'll play the wild rover, no, never, no more. You folks did a wonderful job with that. I've got one more tune that I'm going to do. One more, but before that, we've got one more Irish joke here. While being interviewed for a job, the personnel manager said to McGuire Brothers, we're going to give you a written examination, 10 questions. Whoever gets the most right is the one we're going to hire. So papers were produced and the boys set to work answering the general knowledge questions. When the time was up, the personnel manager collected and marked the papers. Well, he said, you both got 9 out of 10, but I'm going to give the job to Mick. Why is that? Asked Pat. Well, said the manager, you both got the same question wrong, but he had, I don't know this, and you had, neither do I. I think you'll all be familiar with it. This is one of probably my favorite Irish tunes. I think it's probably a good song to end on. Again, thank you for coming to the Senior Center Luncheon. It's wonderful putting this on for all of you. I hope you've enjoyed it. And here we go with Odin. pipes,